Okay. In the last class, we started to see some slight introduction to building calculation views, right? Now, on the first part of the class, what I would like to show is I would like to create an simple calculation view and show you how we can do reporting on top of it. So we just complete the complete cycle. So you already know how to do reporting on it now. Okay. Now let's see how do we do this. I'm just creating a simple calculation view which will have some measures. So I'm just taking some sales order header table which will give you gross amount and net amount and tax amount based on the customer. But if I increase the font size, you will miss the options towards right and all those. But it's very good in the recording. Don't worry. Is it not very? Is it small?
Yes, sir. I was not able to see those fonts, sir.
You're not able to see these words like models, all this.
Models, it's very small. It's like it's like ants actually. Those letters and all in my laptop.
Okay.
Sir, little bit if increase, it will be visible.
But
Yeah. Otherwise, let me connect in iPad. I can see in iPad parallelly. If it is fine, iPad. So tomorrow onwards I can connect. Okay, I will try in iPad. 1 second, sir.
for others, even others have the same problem in viewing the screen. Hello, boss.
Yes, sir.
Even others are able to
Yeah.
see it fine, or even you people have the problem.
Yeah.
Able to view that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit very small, sir. I am.
For me, it's
Because
look
But
like ants, sir.
okay, now
we are able to view that.
now
We can increase the zoom. We can zoom our individual screen to 100% or 120% like that.
I
Try with
made
that.
it. I made it from my end, but same when I made from my end. I'm
Sir,
trying to connect.
in iPad or in phone, you can zoom it. You can expand it. So it's fine for me actually.
okay.
Yeah, I'm trying from my iPad. Okay, let's see if it is fine then.
Yeah. Please do that. Yeah.
Uh,
Because if I
okay, we will zoom, sir.
if
No
if
issue.
if I zoom it, it will not be really good in the recording. So you'll be missing all the options
One
to the right here.
1 second, sir. 1 second, sir.
Just let me know. So I would like to create some calculation view, which basically gets you the data of sales order header information about gross amount, net amount, tax amount, and you remember we have this table, right? Sales order data, sales order header. This sales order header table, it will have the partner ID, and then I would like to use this partner ID and connect to the calculation view which already we created in the last class, yeah, and get the partner details also. So what I'll do is in the models, I would say create new calculation view, ZCV sales, say sales order, and then calculation, which is standard. Was waiting for name. I'm disconnected. Please make sure to correct with your name. Okay, boss. It's a graphical, and then so I'm going to since I'm going to use measures, since I'm going to use the key figures in this, I'm going to use it as cube. Fine. So then when you use cube, by default node would be your aggregation. So I just want to take a projection, read this table, sales order header, and then I want only some columns of it. I just want sales order, partner ID, and then currency, gross amount, net amount, tax amount. This is fine. Let me take this life cycle status, billing, and then billing. Then I would like to take this projection and connect with the calculation which I already created here. Look at this. In the last class, we created a calculation view which gives me the partner, business partner data so that I can use it and connect to this here. So when you want to join two nodes, then I'll have to go with the join operator. Take the join, connect this projection to the join. This is node 1, and the next node would be your calculation, which you can just drag and drop it here. So this time I've got a join node where I'm joining the projection of the table and the business partner information. So I just want to go with some left out join because we'll see those. I just want to join this. Right click, say create join. Left I would see the projection node, and the right I would have the calculation view which I created in the last class, our business partner. So I would like to connect this on the partner ID, and I want the join type to be left outer. So okay, done. Yeah. Then from this, what all you need? I just need all these columns. Select all, shift, and okay. And then from this, I just want the partner role and the region. Select these columns. I'm not selecting partner ID again because it will be double. So this column is fine. That's it. Once I join all this, I'm going connecting to the aggregation node. So when I'm using aggregation node, see this 1, 2 number indicates these are measures. And when you see characters, you see it as A, B. Okay. So these numbers must be specified with an aggregation function. So select this gross amount, net amount, and tax amount. Let's say add as aggregated columns. Let's say for them the aggregation I want to use a sum. Okay. For net amount again it's sum. Tax amount I'm using it as sum. Okay, fine. And then I want to add this characteristics as normal characteristic fields. So add to output. Select this and say select till region, shift, and then say add to output. So this is like select sum of gross amount, net amount, tax amount, group by all these columns. Okay. That's it. I go to semantics. Now I get to see the columns what is selected. But these are given as key figures. You have defined these as attributes. Okay. These will be attributes and this will be your what measure was. So instead of specifying one by one, I can say auto assign. So when I do this, select this option, system will automatically assign them based on their data types. It will assign them as attributes. These are measures. That's it. And view properties. For now, just set this as cross client. I'll tell you later what it is. What is this option? And I'm going to activate this view. So when we activate, it automatically creates a what is this? This is the column view name, which is going. It is going to create in SysBix. For every calculation view you create, in fact, for every HANA modeling view, whether it is attribute view, calculation view, or analytical view, it creates a column view in this SysBix schema bus. Okay, and then you can start saying activate. This is a change. Don't worry about this change. What it is later we'll discuss on the later. Just finish. So now the view is activated. I just want to do a simple report on top of this. So I would like to leverage the BO system. So when I look at this HANA details, I told you all the server details are given it here, right? When I go to this HANA details, it tells me clearly for BO 4.1. They say this is a system name, this is the HAN is a user, this is a welcome 123. So I would like to do a simple WebB report on top of it. So first thing when you got to do this, 1 second. So when you would like to do some, let's take this. Now I would like to have a BO reporting on SAP BIBO reporting on HANA calculation use. Okay? So this will be your HANA box. And you will have the HANA server. So this is your SAP HANA box. This is your BO server. or we can call it as BOE, BO Business Objects Enterprise. This will be a BO server. Okay. So I'm on the client. I'm working from the client. So HANA box is somewhere is as a different server, and BOE is a different server, and I am at the client system, right? So what I do from the client, I get connected to BO server. First, I'll have to create a connection to this HANA database. We create a OLAP connection. Once the OLAP connection is done, I can use this connection and start doing reporting on the HANA views. So while doing reporting, I can use either of these client tools flavors. I can use WebB, Web Intelligence, or SAP Lumira, Crystal Reports, whatever it is. But now our point of focus will be on this one, WebB and SAP Lumira. Let's see how do I create a WebB report on this calculation, on the view in HANA. So what I want to do is I just want to connect to this BO server and create a OLAP connection. I can do this with IDT or I can do this with CMC. So CMC is an admin portal for BO where you can create your connection on HANA. So what I'll do is they give me this, right? GNS 6400 something. That's my system name. So for more details on the system, what I can do, I can go to this client. I can just go to this client drivers folder, etc. Course, okay. And if you see for GNS is a shortcut and the complete domain name is gns.sap.com, or this is the IP address of the BO server. This is the IP address where the BO server is running in. So I don't worry about the IP address. I can just take this domain completely. Now I can go to the browser. So how do you get into CMC bus? So your host name 8080 and then BOE on BO Enterprise, and then I want to go with CMC bus. Get into this, and then they've given you the login details, right? They've given HAN as the user and welcome one is a password. So W capitals HAN welcome 123. Okay. So I've logged into CMC. When you're at the home, we have an option called OLAP connections here. You get into OLAP connections. Now I would like to create my own folder here as Cubex. Cubex. Okay, so okay. So I get to see this folder Cubex. I just want to get inside this folder and create a connection. I just want to create a OLAP. I'm creating OLAP connections. Okay, say new. Say just say some name my HANA. Okay, it takes in the default description. Also, I'm giving it as my HANA connection. And what is the provider? Which system do you want to connect? I have HANA or HANA HTTP. Now I've got two options here. One is HANA HTTP plus. When you say HANA, core HANA, you're connecting to the database server, nothing but index server. And when you say HTTP, you go to connect to the Access engine. Okay. So I'm preferring to the database. So SAP HANA. Then it is asking the server details of HANA. If you remember, I'm connecting to this server, right? If you go to the HANA Studio, you can see which server I'm connected here. Right click and say properties. What is my host? SAP base. This 30015 is index server. So your instance number would be what? 00. You can see this. Your instance number is 00. Now I get there. I say it's a OLAP connection. So my server name is SAP base and instance number is 00. I can just try to see whether I can connect to that or not. Say connect with username. Sorry, I think it is username of HANA is what? For HANA, what is username? Again, same HAN and welcome 123 for HANA. And say OK. So it's connected and it's showing me all the packages as folders. I should see my package. Mine is Q, right? Cubex modeling. Then I see subnode as models. Under the models, I see this view ZCB sales order. Okay, good. Okay, I will do correct. Now just give the predefined user here. So whenever I connect, it will be using this login credentials and will connect to the system. And then I've created this is how you create this OLAP connection here. That's it. Once you have the OLAP connection, now I can get into the WebB. Mm, I can get in from here also from the BA, or I can use this client tools. So for this, what you do, you are in the client system, right? You will install the BO clients. So BO clients are installed for me. You can go to this. I see here web intelligence, but I can go to, if I go to web intelligence. So you see a desktop client. So from the clients, I'm using this client tool called Web Intelligence Rich Client. Just get into that. And I'd say I would like to create a new report, or you can say get connected first. Like it is disconnected, so connect. Double click on this here on the bottom and say connect. So this is my 6400. It tells you the instance clearly. 6400 is a port and HANA user. So HAN, welcome 123. Done. Okay. Connect. So I've connected to the enterprise. So from the client system, I've connected to the BO server. Now I say create new report. So you can create report on Universe or Excel or Bex, and then I see something called SAP HANA. Don't worry about the live. Now say I want to create connection on create report on the HANA view as a data source. Select this HANA view. So as soon as you select the HANA view as a data source, it will ask you which OLAP connection should I use. Okay. So if you remember, my connections is in the folder Cubics. Expand this, and my connection name is my HANA. And within my HANA, which package? See, it shows you all the packages, but mine is about what PQ, Cubex modeling dot models. Yeah, expand this. It shows two things, but don't worry about the first one. Then I'm going with ZCV SLS order ORDHDF. This is my view, which I would like to do reporting on. Say okay. Select this view as a source, and then it starts opening up the query panel, which will show you all those attributes and the measures first. It's not from the query, just drag and drop what you want to see. I just want to go with the, there's no hierarchy, but so this is the hierarchy representation. So I want to see the region, expand, I want to see the country, and I want to see city. Fine, I just want to see gross amount, tax amount, and then net. That's enough. That's it. And say run the query. So this is my database. So I get to see a default as table. Then you can convert this as this thing. Now let me just, I want to remove this column content, just drag it out, remove row, so remove column. I just want to remove the city. So now it automatically aggregates this data. We can enable query scripting, very important. Whenever I do so data access edit, I should make sure in the query properties, you see query properties here, make sure you enable, okay. So I have this data automatically based on the columns used. It aggregates this data, and then the same thing I would like to represent, say copy, and then I just want it as a chart. I can convert this, okay, turn into column charts. Mm. Okay, boss. Like this, you can start designing your report, title, name, all those stuff you can do. But now once that is done, I would like to save this onto my BO portal, BO Enterprise. I'll say save to Enterprise. And in the public folders, there are many, but I just want to create a new public folder as Cubex. So within the Cubex, I would like to save this document. Will be sample report. That's it. Once this report is saved onto the portal, now I'll just close this out. I'll disconnect the WebB completely. Now users will basically log in to the Launchpad and then start accessing. That will be the portal, right? gns.sap.com. So what I'll do, I'll just get to this BI Launchpad, gns.sap.com. That's my server host name. 8080 slash BOE slash BI. Will be your launchpad. CMC will be taking you to admin panel. BI is launchpad, where generally the end users would log in from here. So when they get to the launchpad, they get to see the recent. Go to the documents. Then you see public folders. In the public folders, I see Cubex. I get to see this report. From here, they can just right click and say view report. So this is how end users would basically log in and look at the report. Now he's asking, for designing this web report, did we design universe? No. So HANA views can be consumed directly with the OLAP connection. So just get into CMC, create a OLAP connection. Once the OLAP connection is created, you can start accessing the HANA modeling views directly without any universe version. Okay. Stay. I think the hardware for BO is a bit less. Sorry. Okay. This is what you get the report out, and end users can start using this report and then do stuff and then analyze it. Like this, you can basically build out your report out the web sample. That's just just the feel about that we can access the web report. Okay, good. Next, I would like to show you how can we design some simple sample report on Lumira, right? Good. Now look at this. So now with SAP, now I think you might have heard about something called Design Studio, or you might have heard about who will create OLAP connection in real time. Generally, it's from the admin, but if you're a senior developer, you can go ahead and create that. No one is stopping you. And then when it comes to SAP Lumira, previously we had SAP Lumira as separate component, and we had a Design Studio as a separate component. But with the latest version of SAP Lumira 2, they have combined the Design Studio and the Lumira together as one product. So SAP Lumira 2 version 2, you will have two major components within that. One is Lumira Discovery and Lumira Designer. So Lumira Designer is nothing but your advanced new version of Design Studio, was what you had previously. So the new version of Design Studio is your Lumira Designer, and the old Lumira client was your Lumira Discovery. So I can either use either of these two to design your dashboards. Basically, in the Lumira Designer, you can do lots of eventing with lots of scripting can be done. Okay. Yeah. I'll try to cover. Okay. I'll try to cover in depth. And then in Discovery, like more like a self-service based, self-servicing reporting tools. Let's see how do I consume this. Let's create a report of this. Now for this, you must have the HANA, so SAP Lumira installed on your client. This is my client machine, right? I have the Lumira installed. Let me see. Yeah, I think he's got old one. I think he's not got the new version, I think. So then I'll have to go Design Studio separately. Sorry, boss. He's got the old version. I'll ask him to update this. But for now, I'll just look at the old version of Design Studio also. So let's get into Design Studio. So Design Studio will be a dashboarding component. So this is another flavor where you can design your dashboards like how you could do with Excel CS or Dashboard Designer. Okay. Search for Lumira. It's there. Okay. I searched for the same, right? Lumira Discovery. No, it's not there. I think now it's old version available here as a client tool. Yeah. Now let me just get in. So first thing is I must make sure. So I must make sure what is the startup mode because your Design Studio will have three startups. Whether you can have you can have Design Studio without BO server. We can have Design Studio working straight away on HANA, or I can have the Design Studio server installed with BO server or with the local mode. So, but I'm preferring it to go with BA platform. Okay, so I want this Design Studio to get connected to the platform and work on through that. So it restart now. Yeah, Lumira is there. Actually, when I need to see Lumira Designer, Lumira Discover, if it is a new one. Okay. So if you just see it as a SAP Lumira, it's a old one. Yeah. See what? So now, as part of older version, Design Studio is a separate node and separate component. Lumira is separate, but the new version, both are the same with two flavors. We'll see that. I'll ask him to update tomorrow. So for me, so you need to log in with Design Studio with using BA platform. Look at this here, BA platform, HAN. I'm using BO this thing, and the host would be, what is your host? What is your BO host was? gns.sap.com, and the port is 8080. Yeah, and then connecting through authentication interface. Now just get connected. Okay. Now once you get in, I just want to create a new application. Say new application. I just give some name. Sample Design Studio app application. So I just want, for now I'm okay. Mm, I'm okay with blank. There's nothing. It will be blank. I'm not using any of the ready-made templates. I just said I wanted a blank. So when it comes to Design Studio, you'll have different set of components, and then it's very simple. So you just take the component. I want to have a cross tab, which can show you like a tabular format, and you can control these properties here. If you see the properties block, uh, I want to make this table real. You can say I want to margin is 91, right? I just want to say top margin is only 40. It'll move up. Left margin is not 185. I just want it as only 10. You can control these properties. Okay. Okay, fine. And then okay. Then width, I would say auto. Automatically, it should adjust to the width, and height, even height also it has to adjust automatically. And the bottom margin, I'll say 0, and then right margin, I'll say 0. So the table becomes completely big. So this is my table. So it says assign data. So I have a cross tab with this component is fine, but I need to have some data source which can feed data into this component. So I need to build my data source, select this data source here, right click and say add data source. And my connection, see, you can see all your OLAP connections, what I created. You can say reload all connections. If you remember this connection, my HANA is what my connection I created. Say, okay, choose that connection. Then immediately it asks you from this connection which data source, nothing but which calculation view you want. Straight away it will show you all the views. So you can just choose my package, CubeX modeling, models. So from HANA, you can, by using OLAP connection, you can straight away consume the calculation view straight away in Design Studio as data source. Okay, and this view will have renamed as an alias name as DS1, or you can name what you want, DS SLS something. Okay, now done. And then I would like to associate this data source with this component. Two ways I can do. Select. Okay, once we have data source here, we need to set up the initial view, how the report should look like. Right click on this and say create initial view. So by default, it will only have those measures here, but I just want to go with say, so I just want region. That's fine, and I don't want the results, so I can just right click, say total display, hide, and then say OK. And then I want to connect. I can just drag this data source onto this component, or what I can do, select this component, select the component, and if you go to the properties, here you see something called data binding. I would like to bind this data source to this component. So drop down and select DSLS. So now it starts showing the table. That's enough for me. I can have title, all those stuff, but I can use any of this component. We'll see in detail later. Don't worry now. Looks same as WAD. Yes, yes, yeah. And this is with the view enterprise, and WAD is with BW component. Okay. And this is more with JavaScripting. We can use CSS. A lot of things can be done. Where is it getting saved? I don't know. One second. I'll say save as public folders. I want it was getting saved by default to favorites, but I want to save this as into my QBase sample DSL. That's it. It is saved. Now, same way how they are able to access the web reports. Now, end users from the launchpad, they can start accessing this Design Studio application. So right click and save view. That's it. This is like a simple report from Design Studio you can think on. Okay. And same way, you can also leverage SAP Lumira. Now we're seeing older version, so you just see it as Lumira version. Yeah? Otherwise, you would have seen the option as Lumira Discovery. We'll see that later. I'll ask him to update. Now get to Lumira. This is another component of self-servicing where end users can connect to HANA and then they can create their own visualizations and they can deep dive into the data. That's what we refer to as self-servicing reporting tool, where end users themselves can start doing reporting themselves by connecting to that HANA. Here I just it's very simple. It's about creating data set, create visualizations, and then publishing it. Okay, so I'll say create new. So from the new, you want to connect to the data in HANA view. Yeah. So there are two things. One is connect to HANA online, and this is download. So I don't know download. I just want to connect online. So next, my BU enterprise system. What is my BU system? It's GS colon 6400. And then HA. I'm connected to the BU enterprise. Unable to connect. This is .sap.com. This is GS GNS. Sorry. Okay. Now once I connect to the BU enterprise, it starts showing me all the OLAP connections. I'm going to use my HANA again. So next. So once you have the OLAP connection, I can start getting in directly. Okay. I don't need any universe. Okay. Again, I'm using the same OLAP connection what I've created in CMC, my HANA. Let me just search. There's a lot of ZCV, SLS. Yeah, this is my view. So next. So by default, it will show you the measures, what is available from the view. It's a bit slow because this is more RAM intensive. This all I want all the measures. I don't need this building status, company name. I want. I don't want this one. Legal form. I don't want. I don't want this. I just want to make it simple. So this is fine for me. Create. So now it's going to read the data and then it's going to create the data set. Okay. Now if you go to now when you go to the prepare, you will basically be able to see the data set here. What it is read from uh, the view. So it is actually showing the fact view. I can just say this view. Okay. So this is world version. So okay, that's not a big option. Fine. Okay. Now I get to see the different cities, company name, country. You can do massaging like say you can basically create a new calculate measure if you want. All the stuff can you can do all the data massaging here and then straight away get to visualize. I just want to create some simple visualization on bar chart is fine. What do you want? X-axis. I want to measure as gross amount. Y-axis dimension. I want it by so region. This is one of the visualization I created. Then you can create a number of visualizations. The next one, say I want to have, I think here it or here instead of bar chart, it makes sense to go with pie chart. So you can change the visualizations if you want. And the next visualization, I just want to go with heat map, where I show the different multiple customers with their net terms. So I just show this thing. You can basically also have a cross tab. Say select cross tab, then add your measure. So this time I want tax amount. Then I would like to add the dimension by country. So you can also get to see data in form of a table like this. After you create like this, you can do deep dive and then do lots of stuff. So get to this. Okay, I can also export this data set. Fine. Now once I create visualizations, I can go to compose and create the using these visualizations. I can create my dashboard or storyboard. Excel CS no crystal reports yes, not Excel CS because there are two things in crystal reports enterprise can do that. Say sample one, I say sample like overview page. I'm just creating a storyboard. I just want to delete all this. Let this title be there. So I want to bring this down here and then I want to bring this down here. Um, I want to make this really big. I want to make this way. I want the table to come in this way. That is fine for me. That's it. I can scroll down. So I have this page design and then I'll say save as. And then I want to save this in the BA platform. BA platform server is your. I'm just trying to save it to the server. Okay. So it's gns.sap.com and the port number is 6400 and then username. BATR. Just 1 second. I don't know on which port this will be running. I think this is the port number is different. I think this is 1 second. Port should I use here? Hmm, 1 second. 1 second. Yes, 6 4. Yeah. We can configure here or straight away can. 1 second. It's 6405. So I'll just file, save as, save as. It's gns.sap.com, and then the port number is 6405, and then HAN, then the password is welcome 123. Here the this will be 6405 was default. Sorry, that's where it's fine. Now mine is the for this cubics. Under the cubics, I want to save without data, with the data. I want to save it as with the data. Just type the name, Lumira sample doc. So save. That's it. Now I should be able to consume this. So Lumira, apart from Lumira is a desktop-based application where power users can use it as a self-servicing reporting tool, and they can have their visualizations placed in as a storyboard and published to the portal also. Okay. Now refresh. Now I can see the Lumira doc, and then I can use and start running this. This is so since it is HANA, we have flexibility of Lumira getting connected to online. There are two options, offline and online. If it is offline, we'll have to keep refreshing the page. But since it is online, it is straight away connects to HANA server at the runtime and then shows you the latest data. Yeah, so this is the dashboard. I know there are a lot of problems in the old Lumira because the page goes very big and you cannot really fit in. But if you look at Lumira 2, they've given a very good feature where you can adjust your page as per your launchpad size. There are lots of options given. We'll see that later. I'll ask him to update that later. So like this, you can do reporting on calculation. Now you know the entire flow. I told you. You assume you're using the data processing techniques and getting the data into SAP HANA schema tables. So once you have the data into the schema tables, you're able to create your calculation view HANA model, and then you're able to do reporting on top of it. This is the complete cycle, so you understand what we're trying to do ultimately, right? Fine. Let's not. This is what I just want you to get the feel of it. So Okay. So what I want to do is, in the interest of time, so people who are not really good at business objects, let's say you might be from different technology or different, let's say you might be from PW, right? So if you go to Google, go to SAP Business Objects official, you'll see something called official tutorials. So get into this. When you say SAP Business Objects official tutorial from SAP, now get to this. Okay. Now when you get into this link, it will show you lots of tutorials by component. Okay. See, in he's asking in Lumira if you're connecting to HANA which port. See, in Lumira when I'm connecting, it is asking me the OLAP connection. In the OLAP connection, I'm connected. You can create either with Access Engine or with the index server. Okay. I create 00 port, right? Now here you get to see Launchpad, Web Intelligence, Design Studio, Explorer Mobile, all this stuff here. So to get more familiarized with the see, there is a Lumira 2 also, the latest one. So get into Web Intelligence. You know how to connect to the source, but if you want to know more on the tool, get into these options. Now, if you get into Web Intelligence, it'll give series of videos which you can basically spend time and then make yourself familiar with Web. You don't have to go to any other course, okay? Because even I'll not be spending full in detail time on this. I'll be just touching the tools whenever we need to do reporting and then test the views. But if you really want to get in and go deep dive onto each of these tools, this is the best place. Design Studio. Yeah. I'll touch a little bit on Design Studio, but before that, if you would have spent some just small videos of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, all this. So I just gave you a brief on how to leverage the tool, how you can create OLAP connection, connect to UV, right? Assume that is the source, but if you want to understand more on the tools, what are the options I can use, how to build charts, all this, you can get into this. So you can do a deep dive onto this and then be familiarized with the tool before we get onto that. That is better one. Yeah. So Lumira, SAP Lumira is the old one. Lumira 2 is a new one. Okay. So this will have both discovery and designer of this. Okay. Okay. This is, you can just check out these videos, what has been given, and then you can get it. Okay. So I wanted to go through, start spending some time on this part of it, so that when we come on to this, it will be easier for you. I don't have to spend much time on this. Yeah. Good. So next we have to get into joints actually, but still I just want to run through some slides. So tomorrow we'll try focusing on. So if you see, I was building a calculation by joining two nodes, right? But by default we are going with some left order. But to understand more on joints, what is available in HANA, uh, we will be seeing some sample data and then understand the joints, like all these joints: inner join, left outer join, right outer join, referential, text, and then temporal. So once we understand this, all these joint types in detail, then we'll get into complex modeling of the HANA calculation use. We'll get into all those options and complexities, and then get to see all the options in the calculation and then finish the calculation. That's the point. That is where we're trying to focus. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see this. Basically, we'll be using these three tables to demonstrate this. What I've done is I already have those tables. Sorry, if I go to HANA, if I go to HANA Studio, I have a schema called Cubex. It's got those tables. So tomorrow we'll be using those three tables and then play with those tables and then understand the behavior of the joins. Yeah, do we have class on Saturday? Yes, let's have class. Let's spend some more time but for everyone it's a weekend, right? Singapore or everyone for everyone tomorrow it should be a weekend. So let's spend more time tomorrow on the joints and also get into more detailed complex modeling with the calculations. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you.